I decided to try my hand at painting / customizing some things I found at Ikea again. A lot of you guys really liked my last Ikea makeover, so I thought maybe I should do it again. So here we are. Simple as that. The first thing I picked up is a dragan, which in Sweden must be synonymous with a plain wooden box, because that's what this dragan actually is. Not sure what dragons have to do with it. Online, Ikea's website makes some strong claims about this box. The natural bamboo wood creates a warm and calm feeling, turning any cold, sterile bathroom into a place where you want to stay. I'm sold. It's a 2-in-1 box sort of situation. There's a smaller box hidden inside the bigger box. Ikea's just full of surprises. Never know what you'll run into. For today, I'm only going to be painting on one of the boxes. I'll save the other one. Maybe I'll paint it in a future Ikea makeover, or maybe not. We'll see. I'm starting off by painting it all black. I like the natural bamboo style this box has. However, it's just not my vibe. I thought about painting the lid of the box a different color to add some contrast, but ultimately decided I like the way it kind of blends in with the rest of the box. So far, so good. This box has some indents, a little bit of damage, but nothing too bad. I'll just make this side the back of the box. I started off by sketching out my concept. This is my concept. Just kidding. It's not the whole concept. There's a bit more to it. But scratch that. I'm feeling bold today. I've decided that instead of sketching things out, I'm just gonna go for it. Life's about taking risks. So I pulled out my Posca pen and got to work. That's the height of my risk taking. I'm making some random shapes. Props to you if you can already tell what it's gonna be. Obviously there's gonna be some touch-ups required, which I'll be doing with black Posca pen. The black Posca pen isn't the same exact shade as the black paint on the box, so that can be a bit of an eyesore. But I've discovered that when I spray glossy varnish over everything at the end, then everything looks more seamless, so no worries. I'm not worried and neither should you be. I then sprinkled in some yellow dots throughout, some bigger than others. I basically did the same thing on all the sides of the box. It's meant to be the background. I'm setting the stage right now. The main attraction of this piece is going to be taking up the front of the box. I wanted to plan things out at first, so I brought back the white colored pencil to do some sketching. Basically what I'm sketching out is Pac-Man and 3 ghosts. I'm going for a Pac-Man theme with this box. Normally Pac-Man tries to avoid the ghosts, however they're switching things up for this. Pac-Man's bloodthirsty and he's out for some vengeance today. Cute. He's based off the actual Pac-Man, but I did change him up a bit. He's looking more deranged, more monstrous today. Sometimes people just snap, and then you see a whole new side of them. So that's kind of what's going on. The straw that broke the camel's back. Of course I gave Pac-Man giant eyeballs bursting out of his head. I just love giving my characters giant, oversized eyeballs. Makes them look extra evil. The first ghost is Trevor, who might look familiar, or at least I hope so. He's the red ghost who's always haunting my channel. Sometimes he's threatening, sometimes he's sweet. He basically just does whatever it takes to get the job done. When I started my channel, I found this derpy looking free-to-use ghost on Google. He's a wonky looking red Pac-Man ghost. I didn't think he'd stick around for this long, but here he is, still kicking, despite everyone's wishes. Next up is Valerie, Trevor's crush. They went on a date once and then she ghosted him. She goes through life with a blah kind of expression, never really fazed by anything. She's just too cool, or so Trevor thinks. So Pac-Man's out on a murder spree. Trevor's running for his life. Valerie's tagging along, kinda just nonchalantly floating away too. The white ghost, however, is a half-wit, so he's just kinda staying put. In fact, he looks excited about coming face to face with death. One of those adrenaline junkies. The only ghosts on my channel are Trevor and Valerie, but someone mentioned Trevor has a cousin. The white ghost emoji is apparently Trevor's cousin, so I figured I'd include him as well. I thought Valerie was a side character until I heard about Trevor's cousin, who even I didn't know about. I initially added a drop shadow to Pac-Man and the ghost trio, but then I thought, maybe I shouldn't. So I'm just gonna undo that. I drew the characters on the front first, and now I'm going to the back and adding the background around them. I wanted to make sure they have enough space to shine. Didn't want them to just blend into the background. I did some touch-ups and sprayed some Mr. Super Clear over it all to seal it in. The real reason I picked up this box is because I needed something to keep my cat hair in. I've started up a little collection. It's very recent. I don't have too much, but it's growing slowly but surely. I also picked up this thing at Ikea. It might be a watering can or it might be a flower vase. Not entirely sure. I just like the shape of it. It kind of looks vintage to me and I like that. It's not plastic. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe some sort of metal? A fake metal. Chip metal. I don't know. It does have some texture to it, so I figured paint should stick to it with relative ease. It's already all black, but I'm going over it with black paint anyways. That way if I have to do any touch-ups later on, the color will match up, if that makes any sense. It might just be the lighting, but the black of the vase and the black of the paint are a very, very close color match. I couldn't tell if I left any spots unpainted, so I just kept layering on the black, trying to cover all my bases. I probably did way more layers of black paint than I needed to, but that's okay. Should be good now. This is where things kinda went south.
Subscribe.
I love stripes. I love painting stripes. I love the way they look. I love wearing stripes. I wear them all the time. In fact, even my profile picture has stripes. I like the spooky vibe they give off. It doesn't even have to be black and white stripes. I love all stripes. It's kind of my thing. To have nice, clean stripes, I'm taping down the vase. When I did stripes on Sniffledorf's furniture, they came out very nice and clean. I thought I could do that same thing for this, but I was wrong. I didn't factor in the fact that, for the most part, Sniffledorf's furniture was flat, whereas this vase is kind of like cylindrical. It's rounded, so the tape doesn't lay flat on it. And then on top of that, it goes up on this wonky kind of angle. It gets thinner towards the top, which sucks. Add all that together and you get a striped nightmare. Not cute, not cute. I really have my heart set on stripes though, so I persevered. This is either gonna be a complete mess, or at the very least, there's gonna be a lot of touch-ups. We'll see. I'm basically just going over everything with some more black paint, just to seal in the tape. I want to leave the door handle black, so I'm not even gonna touch that. After all that was dry, I went over it with white paint. I layered on the white paint and dried that down.
This is gonna be a disaster.
Now the moment of truth.
Why is there so much stuff in that hair?
Oh, I need commentary from the peanut gallery right now. So far, so good. Sort of.
I see why it's not as perfect as the chairs.
It's because the tape isn't
the
perfect.
tape, yeah. Well, it's the shape of the thing, actually.
The shape of the thing.
Okay, there's definitely a lot of touch-ups, especially as we get closer to the top. Hopefully I can clean this up and make it look a bit better. That's the thing with stripes. They look deceivingly simple. I mean, they are simple. There's just a lot of touch-ups involved with them. I spent some time trying to get the stripes to look presentable. I think you can definitely tell it's hand-painted. It's not perfect, but that's alright. Gives it a certain charm, or at least that's what I tell myself. Alright, moving on. One thing that caught my eye at Ikea were these chairs. They're so tiny and so cute. They have some holes on the front. I think they're meant to be like hooks. Maybe for like hand towels or something. I'm actually not sure at all. I just like how tiny they are. I didn't even know what I would do with them. I just knew I had to get them, so I did. It was an impulse purchase. Impulse purchases are never a good thing. I haven't made up my mind if I love how these chairs turned out or if I completely ruined them. I'm gonna let you be the judge. This is an experimental piece. I was trying something new, so that's my excuse. There's not much you can do with these chairs. They're very, very tiny. Not a lot of surface area to paint on. So instead I pulled out the big guns. And by that, I mean my hot glue gun. It's unconventional, I agree. But at the very least, it's creative. I want to make these chairs look spooky. Give it that creepy cute vibe. That's always the goal. So I thought, okay, what if I created drips? It could be blood, like they could be part of a murder scene. Or maybe saliva, like a giant monster drooled all over them. Or maybe they're just bubbling, melting chairs. Yeah. I'll leave the interpreting up to you guys, since I haven't made up my mind completely. It's an abstract concept. I was somewhat inspired by this chair that I came across on Google. It was designed by Hung Tao Zhao. I'm so sorry, Hung Tao, if I pronounced that wrong. I have pronunciation problems. It's meant to be a creepy, dripping zombie chair. So yeah, that's what I'm going for. I'm not using these chairs as wall hooks, so I did go ahead and cover up the holes. Won't be needing those. Now they're just regular spooky chairs for decor purposes only. How much hot glue is too much hot glue? I have no idea. Clearly. I'm just letting the hot glue do its thing. I kinda went crazy, let loose a little. Truly let my imagination run wild. And wild it did run. I didn't want to leave the hot glue transparent. I didn't know if I should make it red to make it look more bloody or black to make it look like drips. Decisions. Ultimately, I decided to spray paint them black. I think black was a good call. Brings the craziness down a notch. Just one notch. They kinda look like abandoned chairs in a haunted house. I don't know how I feel. Do I love them, or are they meh? I'm not sure. I think I like them, but I don't know. I'm gonna make my decision after I read your guys' comments. You guys always let me know how to feel about my work. To bring the craziness back up that one notch that I lowered it earlier, I wanted to add a pint-sized doll to this situation. I couldn't find what I was looking for at the dollar store, but I ran into this pigtailed freak at the thrift store. I was going to paint over a doll and make it look more creepy, but I don't think she needs any help in that department. She already looks highly disturbing as is, so I'm just gonna leave her alone. Let her do her thing. So that's how everything turned out. We've got the Pac-Man cat hair collector, Sparkle Butt tears collector, and trash. That's all for today.
Subscriber Miss Pigtails will steal your chair. She's already gathered quite the collection.